Human beings have always stood on the fragile edge between life and death, gazing into the abyss of the unknown, asking questions that echo through time. What happens when we die? Is there something beyond this life? What is the true nature of existence? Across cultures, continents, and centuries, humanity has been united by a single, inevitable truth. We are all going to die. Yet despite its universality, death remains one of the least understood, most feared, and often most avoided topics in modern life. The Tibetan Book of the Dead is one of the most profound ancient spiritual texts in the world. It is not merely a guide for the dying, it is also a guide for the living. It does not offer false comforts or easy answers. Instead, it invites us into the deepest mystery of all, the mystery of consciousness itself. And in that mystery, it reveals a truth both terrifying and liberating, a unique perspective on life, death, and what lies beyond, aiming to guide both the living and the deceased through the complex journey of existence. Death is not the end. Nor is life the beginning. In the spiritual framework of Tibetan Buddhism, few concepts are as profound and transformative as that of the Bardo. Derived from the Tibetan words, Bardo literally means the intermediate state. While often associated with the period between death and rebirth, the Bardo is not confined solely to the afterlife. According to the Tibetan Book of the Dead, bardos are transitional phases that occur throughout existence, encompassing both life and death. Understanding the bardos isn't just about preparing for what happens after we die, it's about recognizing the transformative potential present in every moment of our lives. Each bardo offers a unique opportunity for insight, spiritual growth, and ultimately, liberation from the endless cycle of birth, death, and rebirth. This delves into the three bardos of life and death, exploring their meanings and their relevance in both ancient and modern contexts. The bardo of life also encompasses the entire span of our waking existence, from birth until the moment we begin the process of dying. While the term bardo often evokes mystical images of the afterlife, Tibetan teachings emphasize that we are already in a bardo right now. This bardo is characterized by the ordinary consciousness of daily life, shaped by sensory experiences, emotions, thoughts, and the continuous formation of our personal identity. It's easy to overlook the spiritual significance of this phase because it feels stable and predictable. Yet, according to Tibetan masters, this is the most critical bardo because it offers the clearest opportunity to practice mindfulness, cultivate wisdom, and prepare the mind for the inevitable transitions ahead. Key aspects of the bardo of life. Impermanence. Recognizing that nothing in life is permanent helps loosen attachment and fosters a deeper appreciation of the present moment. Mindfulness. Every moment of awareness is an opportunity to break free from habitual patterns and cultivate clarity. Spiritual practice. Meditation, ethical living, and compassion are tools to stabilize the mind, preparing it for both life's challenges and the transition of death. The essential teaching here is that life itself is a preparation for death, not in a morbid sense, but as a continuous process of awakening to the true nature of reality. The bardo of dying begins when the body starts its natural process of shutting down. Loss of physical strength, fading sensory perception, and changes in breath. Consciousness does not die. What dies is the body, the identity, the fleeting sense of self we've mistaken for something solid. But consciousness, the raw, luminous awareness that experiences life, continues. It moves through different bardos, encountering reflections of itself in vivid, dream-like forms. As the physical body ceases functioning, consciousness encounters the clear light, a radiant, luminous awareness that reflects the mind's pure, unconditioned nature. For those who have cultivated deep spiritual practice, recognizing this clear light can lead to liberation. However, without proper preparation, the mind may not recognize this state due to fear, confusion, or strong attachments. This is why Tibetan teachings emphasize the importance of mindfulness at the moment of death, as it can determine whether one experiences freedom or becomes caught in the cycle of rebirth. In the after-death bardos, the consciousness encounters vivid visions, peaceful deities bathed in light, wrathful deities fierce and terrifying. In the literal reading, these are cosmic beings. But in the philosophical reading, they are metaphors. The peaceful deities represent our higher nature, compassion, wisdom, clarity. The wrathful deities symbolize our fears, attachments, and shadow aspects. Here's the key. They are projections of our own mind. They are us. The deities we meet after death are the same forces we wrestle with in life. Our anxieties, our desires, our capacity for love, our resistance to change. As the consciousness moves through this state, it naturally seeks a new form of existence, guided by karmic tendencies and attachments. This process ultimately leads to reincarnation, continuing the cycle of rebirth. When we don't recognize the bardos' illusions, we're pulled by the gravity of our own karma, our habitual patterns of thought, emotion, and behavior. This karmic momentum leads us to the next rebirth, shaped by the unresolved attachments and aversions we carried with us. In life, this is like living on autopilot. We repeat the same mistakes, fall into the same toxic relationships, chase the same fleeting pleasures, and avoid the same uncomfortable truths. Without awareness, we're reincarnating not just life after life, but moment after moment, trapped in the same cycles of rebirth. Enlightenment is a state of profound understanding and awareness. It's about recognizing the true nature of reality, transcending the limitations of the ego, and finding inner peace and liberation. The path to enlightenment is not easy, but it's a journey worth undertaking. It requires self-reflection, introspection, and a willingness to let go of our attachments and illusions. The ultimate teaching of the Bardo is simple but radical. Everything is a projection of the mind. Life, death, joy, fear, they're like dreams, real only as long as we believe in them. Recognizing this doesn't mean we dismiss life's experiences. It means we see through them to their true nature. We can engage fully with life, love deeply, grieve honestly, create passionately, without being enslaved by the illusion that these experiences define us. In our fast-paced, constantly shifting world, the Tibetan understanding of consciousness offers a powerful lens through which we can navigate life's challenges. The Tibetan Book of the Dead describes consciousness as fluid, boundless, and ever-changing, a dynamic flow rather than a fixed entity. This perspective doesn't just apply to the great transitions between life and death, it's profoundly relevant to the smaller, everyday transitions we experience. NCE. Think of life as a series of bardos, not just the bardos of death, but bardos of living. A bardo is any transitional state, and we pass through them constantly, waking from sleep, facing new decisions, experiencing emotional highs and lows, or even the fleeting silence between two thoughts. Understanding this can help us approach modern challenges with greater clarity and resilience.